yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Yeah, nice little granules there. And a little bit of oil on that surface. Another thing I find with lamb, I have my pan on high just to try to heat it up real quick, but if you cook it just a little bit slower, all this fat on the side here will get really chewy and kind of crispy rather than being sort of undone right in the middle.
Okay.
So that way you can have a nice rare inside, but still crisp, wonderful outside. So a little tip from me to you.
Alrighty. Let's see, you said you were cooking up some lamb.
Yep.
Grab this last little rack that you have there.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah.
Lucky duck. I didn't even get lamb like that. I'm the one that got the chop. So how about you?
There was only one.
You're pretty lucky there. Well, I'm sure those will be delicious.
Oh, absolutely.
So, what are you going to do to them?
I am going to just roast them. Season them up good and roast them with roasted potatoes. So we used to always do a leg of lamb, and then last year he sold me on the rack. He had one that somebody ordered me.
Oh yeah, and
so
once you taste the rack, you never go back.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. There was no changing it. It's like, well, we're not going to get the super duper price this time here, but
yeah. Oh, it's worth it sometimes.
It's worth it. That's
just
right.
to have a little taste now and then. So.
Good.
All right. So while I'm doing that, I'm just gonna wash my hands off quick. I'm serving this lamb with a little bit of a cucumber relish.
Okay.
So
that was interesting. I heard her.
It's a fresh relish, so it's more like a pico de gallo, but with different seasonings.
Okay.
So I have some minced basil and ginger or garlic, excuse me, garlic. And so this is going to add just a little more flavor. I have some red onion, and then a little bit of cilantro.
Now, the red onion, is that more for color or flavor?
Kind of both. I want a little bit of savory to it. It's kind of a sweet and savory thing. And then this is just some cucumber that I've peeled, just regular cucumbers, and then cut into nice little cubes here.
Okay.
So I'm going to add some of those in there. And then I have a secret ingredient, if you want to call it that. So pickled ginger. Have you ever seen this in the sushi section? It's kind of one of those things that I think people forget you can use more than once. So I think this is hot enough, so I want to add
Okay.
There we go. So I like to use it whenever I'm making something that I want to be a little refreshing, because it's not as strong as fresh ginger, and sometimes it comes pink, so it's even prettier and interesting too.
Okay.
So, but I use just a little bit in this, and it adds just a pop of sour and spice and sweet, all those things. Kind of works. And then depending on how much you like pickled ginger, you can add more or less.
Okay.
I'm just going to mince it up really finely. And people will go, gosh, what's in there? It's so good. It's so different. And you just have to go, oh, I don't know. You know, it's my recipe. Yep. So.
Can't give away all your secrets.
Exactly. Well, I have to.
You can. Yeah. You can pay for
So I'm just going to add a little bit of salt in there. And then I have a little agave nectar to sweeten it up. So, have you used agave nectar before? It has a flavor similar to honey. It's real light, and I don't want much sweetness in here. Just a little. I think that should be good. And then I just use a dash more vinegar. This is actually a pomegranate flavored vinegar. So just a little bit. And that's pretty much it to make that. It's really simple. And if I don't win people over with my lamb, I seem to win them over with the cucumber sauce, so either way. And I love this if you can let it sit one night longer, because that salt drowns out all the liquid. Yeah, and the garlic just infuses it. So I've got some down here to show you the difference a little bit. So this is sat for one night, and you can just see, oh my gosh. So set this to the side quick. And this is looking pretty good. You can see some of that fat starting to turn colors on the side just a little bit. So I'm going to check him out. Oh yeah. And you can see how that fat's just gotten really crisp there. So that one could use a little longer. So put him back on the heat. And then I'll get you a plate ready. So I like to serve this with fresh greens. So I'm just going to set a couple of these out here. I have a pomegranate soy glaze that I'm using with with this.
Okay.
And then I use that to kind of dress the greens also, so it all ties in together. I'll just take a little bit here. Alright. A little bit of the cucumber.
Oh yeah.
And another thing that I like to do with lamb is to just take this side part, which can sometimes look a little bit bloody when you're cooking it, and just let that kind of finish. Yeah. Otherwise, people seem to get a little bit put off to see that bloody bone there. So just a little bit of time, and it's a nice dark color again. You can see it on this one too. So. And I do like my lamb at more of a medium rare or so. So if you do this low temperature, you'll ensure that you get that meat warm all the way through, but it's still going to have that nice red color to it. So almost done. Dress this with just a little bit of sauce. And I'm going to just add some to this as well to finish it off. And this is just pomegranate juice, soy sauce, a little bit of ginger, and a little bit of garlic. Kind of tie in some of those other flavors. And then just a touch of agave nectar to sweeten it up. But when I add it to the pan, it will reduce very quickly and concentrates that flavor quite a bit. So I think this is ready. I'm going to just take one off here, let him sit. And I'll shut that off and let him cook a little bit, just in case I get somebody that likes it cooked a little more. And so normally I like to let this sit about a minute or so before I slice it up. But I'm just going to take off this little bit of fat here. See if I can get just a couple of slices. You see that beautiful color. It's nice and rare.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just going to take that. There. Put in a little bit of the sauce there. If I can get it out with my knife. Ta-da! And you can see how that just reduces down and becomes almost syrupy. So we'll add just a little bit extra to this one here. And if you want, you can go ahead and try that.
Alright, see how you did.
I have some wine paired with it too. Sorry for the little bit of splatters. My pan seemed to sort of explode.
There you go.
But the wines that I paired with it today also help to kind of enhance more of the beefy qualities of this meat and kind of mellow out some of the earthiness. So I'm going to slice a few more of these. Would you like to try some too, sir? All right. Let's take this.
That is really good.
Thank you. Sweet, salty, sour, savory, all in one. Yeah.
And fresh.
Yeah.
Ready for spring.
Thanks. I find a lot of people try to cover up what lamb is, and I think that if you just choose to enhance all the positives, kind of, you end up with a better recipe that's just going to be full of wonderful flavor, rather than lamb that tastes only like rosemary or only like mint, or I want my lamb to taste like lamb, but better.
Absolutely. A little feta cheese on the side.
Yeah, would that make it perfect for you? Okay, I'm going to use that fork because I'm running out of them. Got a spoon here. Go ahead, feel free to grab one and enjoy.
Give a little juice on it?
Oh yeah, I can give you a little extra.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
There you go.
Hi.
Go ahead.